Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. Or, because we're playing the Japanese version, something like Akumatsu Denketsu. In the last episode, we took on the first 2 levels of the game. Technically, the second level was in fact the 3rd level, so if you look in the corner, we're on level 4, but we actually only completed 2. We completed the opening stage, the tutorial, more or less, where we kind of got back to grips with how Trevor Belmont works. And then we moved on to stage 3, where we met Sypha Belnades, the maids of the game. We can transform to her using the back button, and then after a lengthy cutscene that luckily pauses everything around us, we transform into the other character. She has a bit of a pretty crappy attack, but she has a load of very powerful magic spells. I will be blunt with you, she is not particularly good at running around a level normally. To get the best out of her, you need to use her in a boss fight, and she absolutely shreds bosses. But in standard gameplay, she's not great. Now this is the ghost ship. It's as you can imagine, a pirate ship infested with ghosts and skeletons and the like. I said in the last episode that we'd be doing 2 levels at a time, but this is a really long level, so I think we're actually only going to do 1 today. I'm rejigging how the thing works. Instead of doing 2 levels an episode, we're going to be doing 2 bosses an episode, and because this stage has a mini boss in the middle of it, it basically doubles the length of the stage. Right. Be careful here. We're going to want to change to Sypha so that we can grab one of her spells here. Again, if you were playing this back in the day, you wouldn't actually know Sypha's a woman. She was kind of a Samus situation, always advertised as a man, or rather, I suppose, not actively advertised as a woman. I've messed this up, but I always tend to, so is what it is. That spirit can get a little bit annoying. They chase you for a little while, and then if you don't hit them right at the start, they can end up knocking you off of the wall or something. But yeah, it's a fairly lengthy level. I've practiced it a couple of times now, so I more or less know what's going on, but we are lacking any extra lives, so it's entirely possible that we end up running through it multiple times anyway. Now we're probably going to end up taking damage here, because I never have much luck with these red gates of death, I believe they're called. I always end up taking a hit or 2 from them, but it's not too bad to get past them. We meet another spirit here, but they're pretty easy to take out. And then that skeleton can be a real pain if they cross over that gap there, but otherwise not too bad. He usually jumps down, which makes him easier to deal with. We continue along here, spirit spawns in, crouch down, take them out as they go through the floor. Otherwise you're going to be ending up going backwards and the skeleton will respawn. Always a pain. We have a bit of a platforming section here. Platforms start from the top and then go down. It's not too difficult of a platforming section, to be honest. You know, if you've played any modern platformer, you're going to have seen far worse than this. It's just a case of if you miss the jump, you're going to be waiting a while. Wait on this one a bit for that to respawn. Grab these. We're pretty much good to go into the first boss. Yep. We're pretty much at full health. We've got the spell we need for Sypha, which is a sort of a thunderbolt. If we transform into them before we get into the boss fight, means we're not waiting during it. We see a bunch of snakes here. They come together to form Medusa, which in the Japanese version has breasts. The American version is censored in a lot of ways, including the design of that character. In America, it's in fact a man, so just a flat chest there. But as part of the censorship, including the removal of the cross at the start of the game, the American version also removes those scintillating pixels there. You know, they were simply too risque for American audience, you know. This section can be pretty annoying, especially if you end up dying, because it's just a nightmare trying to defeat these guys without a fully upgraded whip. Though not impossible, mind you. I believe if we jump over here, oh, yep, we can grab a bit of war meat. You want to knock that guy out with the axe, it's easier than going forward to face him. The level is going pretty well, but again, we don't have oh, no, we have regained an extra life. We've got enough points now that we have regained an extra life, so that is a good sign. It's not too far until the final boss of the level, and I shouldn't have done that because the axe is way better than the knife for what's coming, but I keep forgetting to worry about this. There are these sails. I don't really know what they're supposed to be. I see them as sails, but I suppose they could be anything, but they tilt back and forth. There's a couple of things in this game that are more physics, objects based. Didn't really see anything like them in the first or second game. They generally work pretty well. Surprisingly well for a NES title, I will say. Right, these birds can be a nightmare, but if we've got the axe, the knife, it shouldn't have been a problem, except Trevor did the usual Belmont thing of looking at the opposite direction from where you were looking. And this is why we needed to keep the axe, because we're pretty much guaranteed to take damage. Oh, wait, no. No, we're not. It's a bit of a length, but we can just change to Sypha, throw out our spell, take them out that way. It's a little bit lengthy, but sometimes in a situation like that, it's easier to just take them out like so. I think it's probably also better to take this guy out with Sypha as well. Okay, well, we don't actually want to grab that book. We definitely want to keep the one we've currently got. It's very good for Sypha. And then we just go up these last couple of stairs. I would have liked to heal up before we finished, but, you know, do as we must. We'll have to make do. End of the day. We will respawn, though the fight will be significantly harder. Right. And then as so, we want to change back to Trevor now, because now that those mummies are defeated, next boss is the Cyclops in the other what's the term? Why have I forgotten the name? In the other coffin. Jeez, I don't know what happened there. Problem is that unlike last time where you had the little block just low enough that you could hit the Cyclops, with the whip you can't really do that here. You are going to have to bait them with I keep calling him Simon. You're going to have to bait him with Trevor. Which isn't too bad if you've got a fully extended whip. You can generally get a hit or two in. Especially when they're leaving, if your controls don't get stuck and stop you. He's a very patient Cyclops, this guy. He's not doing any of his charges, which is actually more of a pain because it means he's over on one side of the screen for longer. Oof, avoid that. Didn't actually see him use that attack the first time we fought him because we cheesed him. Come on. Yeah, if you cheese him, and so far they've always given us an option 2, the fight isn't actually that bad. But I can imagine if you don't know the cheese strategy, it's a pretty daunting boss fight. Right, one final hit as we drop down, and there is the Cyclops done. The skull flies up, explodes. We grab the orb, and we're good to leave. Bit of a shorter episode this time. I'm most just surprised that we managed to do all of that in one go. Last time, it took me maybe 40 minutes of practice to get through that stage as well as we did there. But I don't want to jinx it and go into this tower now. So I think we're going to leave it for today, and we'll move on to this level next time. But for now, I would like to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tune in next time, but for now, ciao.